Welcome to the Reddit library. Redditors who are married to Karens, what is it like? My mom's a Karen. She is self-aware she is a Karen. My siblings and I sent her memes about it. When my stepdad divorced her last summer we were all amazed he lasted 17 years, to be honest. None of us like going out with her, it's terrible, and my husband just straight up tells her no, you aren't talking to the manager when we go in a place. I'll tell you guys a story my step told us. They are farmers and own a small beef and bee farm. They have a store they go to for bee supplies. The owner called my stepdad and asked him to please be the one to pick up their stuff because his staff was tired of dealing with my mom. He is the only one who went to the store for the next 5 years. Beef and bee farm. Is that a common combination? Do they sell warm milk with honey? An on-meme answer. Bees and beef go together quite well. If you're raising steers on pasture rather than in a feedlot, there is going to be quite a bit of acreage with blooming plants around. The grass feeds the cattle and the flowers feed the bees. We don't have cattle, but we raise pastured chickens for eggs. I'm looking for a beekeeper that wants to home his hives on my property. Not married to one, but my aunt is. My uncle is this soft-spoken giant. He never stands up to her in any way, except once. At their daughter's wedding, she was about to interrupt the ceremony to close a window because she was chilly. Everyone sitting close could hear her whisper, "I'm going to do it, but I don't want to be an a-hole." My uncle, in a calm quiet tone, says quickly, "Why stop now?" Almost as if his filter just missed this one. I swear I could hear my dad snort to Rose back, trying to hold in laughter. Karen was not happy. Haha, that's great. My mom is a Karen. She thinks the world is supposed to cater to her, serve her, and everyone else is wrong. Once we went to Carl's Jr. She ordered 4 burgers for the 4 of us. She pulls one out of the bag while the guy's getting our drinks and hides it. She complains that he forgot a burger. She pulls them out one by one and counts it in front of him. It's obviously missing because she hid it, and he's swearing up and down he put them all in the bag. I'm stunned speechless, and it happened so fast. She got a free burger and laughed as we drive off. Him just staring at her, and she opens it up to eat it on the drive home. And she ate her actual burger like the 5th one never existed. I can't even explain how she is. When she's in the hospital she treats it like a luxury stay in a hotel. Wow. My condolences. My best friend married the Karen of Karens. She's the absolute worst. She's mean and rude to everyone. Me, him, our Facebook friends, wait staff, everyone. Even her kids. Their disposition when she's around changed completely. A few of us have subtly pointed things out to him, and he always says everyone is overreacting or something to that effect. So, one day over beers, I finally told him how we all felt. He begged me to. I laid it out clearly and concisely, gave him concrete examples, and explained to him why none of his friends will argue out with him anymore. He agreed, cried, was apologetic but shocked that it was as bad as it was. And that was the last time he and I hung out. 3 years ago. We work together, so I see him all the time, and we're polite and friendly, but our friendship is ruined. I hate his wife, and I hate Karens. That's extremely sad. Poor dude wasting his life with someone like that. Yeah, I know he isn't happy. He can't be. But, in a weird human nature response, he turned it around on me and acts like I did something wrong. We placated her for years. My mom is a literal Karen, as in, it's her name. But she's like a bizarro Karen. She will constantly ask to speak with managers and supervisors and bosses. But when said managers arrive, she unloads about the employee helping her out was fantastic, hardworking, and friendly. And then she'll spend 20 minutes trying to figure out if she and the manager know someone in common. 9 times out of 10 they do. As a kid it would embarrass me. As an adult it's one of my favorite things about her. She makes people feel good about the work they do, and it's really special to watch how wonderful she makes people feel. Plus she's got long gorgeous silver hair. A Karen. My sister is a Karen. She's spent her life working with the disabled and is currently an essential worker. Coworker of mine is married to a Karen. He tells us stories multiple days a week how she drives to 4 different grocery stores and harasses the employees because their stock is low on the specific item she wants. Sounds like he married her to have some entertainment. Is he boring? D. I'm boring. And I kind of enjoy hearing about school/work drama, and I don't think I would ever make it past having to put up with someone who could be described as a stereotypical Karen, let alone date. My sister is a Karen. Everyone feels so sorry for her husband. Everything is his fault. He is treated like a slave. She only addresses him by yelling. She constantly insults him. We have no idea why he hasn't divorced her or flipped out and attacked her. We have all told her to cool it, and her response is that he's just so stupid. I could go on, but my sister really is a horrible person. It's 4 PM. Time for your Reich flattening. Yes, honey. Not married but dated a male Karen for 8 years. He was a semi-successful business owner who was twice my age, and I was young and dumb for a lack of a better word. The gist of our relationship was him trying to take over every part of my life. For instance, he would order for me at restaurants and would dissuade me if I wanted to try something new. If I had a problem with something, it would be brushed off, but if he had a problem, then he had to talk to a manager. Not knowing any better, I just thought he was very particular and even started copying some of his tendencies, like speaking up when I felt I wasn't getting the right service when I was out on my own. I realized who he was when we were flying back from Vegas and our luggage was heavier than when we flew in. Obviously we bought extra things which made up for the weight difference, so as he demanded to know an explanation from the check-in clerk as to why, if it was the same luggage, would it somehow weigh more. I innocently answered that it must have been the extra shoes and clothes. He was quiet and paid up. Later he told me to not to do that again, as he knew the reason why the luggage was heavier. He was just trying to get away with not paying. At that moment a bulb went off in my head. This man who'd spent $1,500 on a stripper for his friend was making an already stressful job more stressful for the clerk in order to avoid paying $60. We broke up soon after, and I checked myself on the Karen tendencies he drubbed off on me. Not married to one, but mom was a major Karen back when I was growing up. Mom, can we just go? Was my favorite question. Then the apologetic nod as we leave the store. I really relate to this. All throughout my childhood it happened. I remember being an embarrassed 11-year-old walking around apologizing for my mom's behavior in stores and restaurants. It sucked. It's supposed to be the other way around. Edit. Grammatical correction. Added throughout and embarrassed and punctuation. Damn it, mom. Stop being a little hit. It's my turn. My ex-wife is a Karen, in every sense but name. It was always so embarrassing. She was incapable of treating anyone like a human for the most trivial of occurrences. It was hell for me, as a person that's pretty forgiving and don't seek out confrontation. So in a one-word description, it was hell. Lol. P.S. She's very codependent and jumps from relationship to relationship these days. Not surprised. Not the married to one, but my mom's a Karen. Literally overreacts to everything. Whenever something doesn't go her way, you guessed, gotta speak to the manager or whoever is in charge. Sometimes really embarrassing to go out in public with her because she'll just yell at the service workers for the smallest of things. Also, she has a bob cut. My mom was a Karen for a while. She literally didn't realize it until my brother and I started calling her out on it when we were early teens because we're embarrassed. She made genuine efforts to change, and a few years later was the sweetest woman you ever meet. Just saying, there's hope. Close friends' parents are a-holes, but she's really sweet. She learned bad behavior from parents, so she would be super rude when we went out if she didn't get her way, etc., but never to friends. I told her about it, and she was sort of receptive, but didn't really get it. So I started pointing it out at restaurants. Mary, that's super rude. WTF, dude, Mary, chill. See, stuff like that. Probably super annoying, but I made my point. She very quickly realized she was being a Reich, and she changed. If someone is a good person, but they're being a Reich, it helps to have a chat first. Maybe they just don't realize it. Not married to a Karen, but married someone with a Karen for a sister. Sil is the freaking worst. I hate more than anything going out to dinner with her, listening to her order food, and talk to the servers. Holidays are also terrible. She sends out long lists of expected gifts list. She celebrates every holiday and birthday specifically for presents even when it not appropriate. Funny thing is, one time I was away from the dinner table when the bill came, and Sil waited for me to return to pay the bill by actually handing it to me. She didn't give it to her sibling / myso, or pay her half, but expressly handed it to me to pay. BTW. Her husband is an idiot and they are a match made in heaven. My mom is a Karen. Not fun. I think she was part of the reason the girl I loved left, because whenever she was around my mom behaved much better and put on a nice face. We argued frequently about my relationship with my mom. Hurts a lot. Don't think I can fully let this one go. My mom did this with my friends. Everyone always said how amazing and funny she was, but behind closed doors it was hell. I couldn't convince anyone else otherwise. I knew from the beginning that there would be difficulties, but I loved her and made the leap to make her my forever partner. Yes, her attitude towards certain people and things confused me at times, but by keeping an open mind and accepting her for who she was, everything has worked out well. We've been married for 10 years, we have a darling daughter, and I've even come to love my wife's kimchi fried rice.